Yes, this is real. Back in 2012, after the release of Pokémon Black and White and Pokémon Black 2 and White 2, we were hit with the surprise release of Pokémon Black and Blue, Gotta Free 'em All. PETA, or People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, has become infamous for their often obnoxious or annoying publicity stunts, despite having a good cause behind their intentions. They have released other simple games made to parody popular titles while bringing a message of ethical animal treatment. But it was only a matter of time before they touched the Pokémon series. I actually did play this game back when it first came out because PETA's website wasn't blocked on the school Wi-Fi. But I figured I'd revisit it as a seasoned Pokémon and video game fan. So if the title card didn't already make you squeamish enough, hang on to your butts and get ready for PETA's Pokémon game. Instead of actual storytelling, we're given a text dump to set the scene of the world where people are abused by Pokémon. And immediately the nightmares begin as we play as Pikachu battling against a trainer for freedom. This game is ugly, but it's really more of an aesthetic choice. It's part of the shock value to grab your attention and purposely make you uncomfortable. I still don't like it though. What did they do to my man's Charon? The battle system is basically just Pokémon, but not as good. 4 moves, turn-based, and type matchups as confusing as they are, but there's no experience or leveling up. Each Pokémon has 2 moves you might recognize from the video games, and 2 PETA-typed moves unique to these games. Pikachu here knows Protest, which lowers the opponent's attack, and Group Hug, which lowers the opponent's defense. The humans of course all know horrendously violent moves. I will say that I find the idea of the PETA moves funny because they seem to be set up as non-violent alternatives, but some of them still do damage and the overall goal of the game is still violence. But after defeating Charon, Pikachu has a conversation with him? I mean, that's one way of getting your message across, and this game wasn't trying to be lore accurate in the first place, but it is still weird. I can't really disagree with what Pikachu's saying here though, he's spitting facts. But it feels a little like a straw man argument. I don't think Pokemon fans on average enjoy abusing animals or would do so to Pokemon if they were real. And even though the Pokemon franchise kind of just hand waves the whole battling thing by saying that Pokemon enjoy it, the topic of abuse specifically has been brought up before and has been disavowed. Literally episode 11 of the first series tells us Charmander's trainer is being an ass for treating it terribly. And the basic plot of just about every video game involves us stopping an organization for using Pokemon for their own personal gain. But after we defeat Charon, Tepig joins our party. Continuing out across the hellscape, we meet Nurse Joy, who doesn't heal us, but instead gives us a chest with a video inside. I'm not even gonna watch it because when I played this in high school, I found out it was a video showing animals being abused to make a point. And so let's skip that and get on to our next battle against Professor Juniper, who represents the horrors of animal testing. Sending in Tepig, we see that it knows 2 new moves, Shame, which lowers the opponent's defense, and Petition, which just throws a clipboard to deal damage, what the heck? And after defeating her, Snivy joins our party, with a syringe in its head. Yo, you good buddy? On the road, we meet a Mudkip who gives us a desktop wallpaper. Thanks, I guess I needed a thumbnail. There is a lot of dialogue that I just kind of find myself skipping over. The dialogue between the Pokemon themselves is just cringy and unfunny. The dialogue with the trainers is pretty typical stuff, which I don't mean to diminish the message that's being said here of being against animal abuse and animal testing, which I am against those things. But the game itself is the one that overly simplifies everything. But the next battle is against Getsus, who's got this freaky coat made of Pokemon skins. If I'm being honest, this is actually a pretty funny way to translate his design from Black 2 and White 2 into a messed up game like this. Don't hate on the drip. Maybe he's got a tragic backstory where Pokemon pushed his mother off a cliff, but we get to Snivy, who knows Educate, which raises Snivy's defense, and Bullhorn, which at first I thought did nothing because there was no feedback, but later I found out this is supposed to confuse the opponent, but it just had no effect when I first used it. 10 out of 10 game design, telling me what's going on. This battle against Getsus felt like a tough one. For a second I was getting a little excited because I thought I'd found a challenge in PETA's Pokemon parody game. In the end, I went with the tried and true method of using Snivy to spam Mega Drain. That is, until it ran out of PP. In this game, Mega Drain has 3, you counted right, 3 PP. I think maybe they knew it was too good, but like, are you serious? There is no healing in this game, and you're going to give your Pokemon moves like this? That is the real Pokemon abuse. Though we defeat Getsus and get an Oshawott that's been skinned. Between battles, we find a chest on the road that contains a PDF for custom Pokemon cards that just don't work. They have the characters from the game, but they're literally just the type of collectible cards that don't do anything. Why the heck has Snivy got 25 HP? They got damage in multiples of 5, oh gosh. And attacks on the trainer cards, these are just terrible. But finally, we can encounter the final boss of the game, Ash Ketchum, representing the use of animals in entertainment. It's such a hilarious coincidence that this outfit slightly resembles one we would see him actually wear in a recent anime episode. But now we discover that we've been playing as Ash's Pikachu this whole time. Though with literally 1 HP left, I switch out to Oshawott, who knows Protein Shake Up, which raises both attack and defense. Aw sweet, finally a good move. And Recruit, which just summons little Oshawotts to attack. This battle wasn't too bad, as it turns out Ash is actually weak to water type moves. Does anyone want to explain to me how that's supposed to work? Because by all accounts it doesn't make any sense. But Ash repents for his sins and decides to join our cause by freeing all Pokemon. And that's actually the end of the game. Hey yo, what the heck happened to Oshawott? But that was a fun little waste of about 15 minutes. Overall, it honestly wasn't terrible. Cringy, yes, but bad? Maybe I should wait until the end before I make my final decision, because just like any good Pokemon game, there is a sequel.
Coming up on Cartoon Network, next, Pokemon Black and White, Rival Destinies.
And so a year later, we were blessed with the release of Pokemon Red, White, and Blue. Can you guess the hard-hitting commentary we're about to endure? This time, the game starts off as we watch a Miltank get brutally beaten by the Hamburglar? Like, this is a scripted battle, I'm not even doing anything. That's because now we take over as Pikachu to avenge the fallen Miltank. This time around, Pikachu's moves have been upgraded, so this first battle isn't very difficult. Now, we're fighting against people who want to eat Pokemon. That's yet another thing that's just kind of hand-waved in the franchise, but it's never really an issue. Maybe 1 or 2 questionable anime screenshots and some Pokédex entries, but usually food eaten by humans in the Pokemon world is vegetarian, or could easily be vegetarian. Definitely not vegan, because we see Miltank ranches that sell milk, but I'll believe you when you point me out to the canonical slaughterhouse. Anyway, Miltank joins our party and the Hamburglar disappears through a portal into the real world. Oh yeah, and there's another gross video. But yes, the plot of this game has Pokemon traveling to the real world where they take on the McDonald's corporation. I kid you not. They actually kind of have a point though. Yes, I am really nostalgic for McDonald's Happy Meal toys, especially Nintendo or Pokemon, but I do disagree with the concept of using the images of beloved characters to sell mediocre fast food to children, or man-children. And while I won't stop eating hamburgers or fried chicken, sometimes it's hard to ignore everything that goes on with the meat industry. Heck, even popular healthy eating as a whole is a lie. It's all just labels and buzzwords to sell more fast food. But you know, don't listen to PETA or even me, that's all stuff you should look up on your own time and make decisions for yourself. But back to our cringy video game, we meet a trainer meant to be a representation of Pokemon fans who didn't like the first parody game. A disgusting redditor. To defeat a cow like this, we'll need our very own cow. Miltank knows Bullhorn, which we've already seen, as well as Utter Madness, which deals damage by Miltank just shooting from its others, as if this game wasn't already weird enough. Though just like Whitney's Miltank, Rollout absolutely destroys anything in the way. Now Jigglypuff joins our team and we meet some PETA protesters outside of the McDonald's. The dialogue here is even more cringy as they just go on and on about how great people from PETA are, and it goes on for a while, more so than the parts telling you how bad animal abuse is. Do I have enough internet influence to convince people to draw fan art of the blue-haired vegan girl? Now we stop by the slaughterhouse and meet 2 butchers who are definitely not Jesse and James. In battle, Jigglypuff knows the move Shame, which we've seen before, and Lettuce Lady, which deals damage. Alright, okay, now this one's a weird one. Lettuce Ladies are another promotional stunt by PETA, meant to draw in people with women wearing lettuce-themed bikinis to promote vegan food. But now Jigglypuff is the one doing it, although you can barely see with the text box in the way. And so not Jesse and James are defeated and we free their captive Pokemon Grimace? Yes, Grimace, the McDonald's mascot.
How do you do it? What's your secret?
Guys, I finally figured out what Grimace really is. A disgusting mutant Pokemon. Dude, why they gotta do this to Grimace? He looks so sad.
Together, Grimace, we could own this town.
And now the final boss of the game is of course evil Ronald McDonald. Not like they were trying to hide it though. And now with Grimace battling against Ronald, this doesn't even resemble a Pokemon game anymore. It's just become an entirely different mess. Grimace knows Bulk Up, which is literally just bulk up, and Paint, which deals damage by throwing paint at the enemy. This is apparently something PETA protesters will do. The battles in this game don't feel as intense or difficult as Ghetsis from the last game, and I'm laughing while writing this in the script because even that battle wasn't too bad by Pokemon standards. And I almost implied that either of these games have any actual challenge. With a powerful pursuit, Ronald is defeated and is revealed to have actually been some old white guy. The true villains all along. But that's it. That's the end of Pokemon Red, White, and Blue, and both PETA's weird Pokemon parody games. Let me tell you, in total, it took about half an hour to play both, and my brain is already fried like a crispy chicken sandwich. Are these games bad? From a video game perspective, yes, they're not very fun, challenging, or engaging. From a writing perspective, yes, they're very cringy. From a moral perspective, not necessarily. They have a good message, but it does get dragged down and muddied by literally everything else. From an artistic perspective, no, not at all. This is 100% parody. Whether it's good parody or bad parody is up to the consumer, but it's important to allow for artistic deconstructions of media and corporations. But most importantly, it is so fun to laugh at and bring up as a meme. I don't think this game will really have as big of an impact as the creators might have hoped it would. The main reactions over the years have been discussed and ridiculed. Pokemon fans would be turned off by it and figure that they've already heard a message like this in their own fandom, and non-Pokemon fans would have no interest. Since then, there have been more effective ways of bringing these issues to light and don't require playing a mediocre web browser game. At the end of the day, this is just a weird little parody game from a time on the internet where almost everyone had something of the like, poking fun at popular things for the sake of comedy. And that's probably the best place to leave it, back in 2012 with all the other internet relics. Farewell, PETA, your games will not be missed. But anyway, hey, this is GatorX and welcome to the new end screen. Hopefully by the time you're watching this, channel memberships are up, so hopefully in the next few videos we'll have some names on that TV, and a big thanks to everybody, especially you watching right now. But anyway, you can follow me on Twitter and I hope you have a great day. Play me out, commercial.
It's a whole new world at McDonald's. You can get one exclusive foil Pokémon TCG card and a Pokémon Black-White toy in your Happy Meal.
We didn't come here to shop and meet girls and eat burgers.